My brothers were all so proud of me. I'm like, really? This is what makes you proud of me? This poop commercial?
Hello and welcome to Actor Behind the Voice. Today's guest is Selah Victor, a star of stage, screen and booth, having performed at prolific theatres like the Gary Marshall Theatre in Burbank and where I met her at the Actors Co-op in LA because we did a performance at Lucky Stiff many, many years ago. Selah even won a Tony and later married him. That is her husband, Tony. Do you not get that joke? Oh, there it is.
I got
There we go.
it. I was like, I did.
Yes, you won a Tony and later married him.
And later married him. I got it.
Ba-da-bam. There you go. Yeah. Selah has an illustrious career appearing on Jimmy Kimmel Live, The Office, where she was cast by Dwight to play buxom Mother Harvest, Modern Family as Val the Dictorian, but is perhaps best known as the voice of Chloe Bourgeois in Miraculous Ladybug. You can also watch Selah on TikTok as she makes content chronicling her life as a mum of 3 boys. Selah Victor! Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It's just great to see you after so long. I mean, I've seen you online all the time, but
Yeah, how long has it been? I'm trying to think. Like when,
so
because
that
Lucky
was
Stiff was when.
2017 because
Oof.
I put off getting pregnant for that show. Which is such a laugh because I'm like,
Wow.
really, Selah? That was not the theater that you needed to put off becoming a mother for. Boy, priorities have changed, but the things
Oh
you learn,
man.
you don't know what you don't know. But yeah, that was the show,
Are you a
2000.
mother of 4 now?
No, 3.
Oh, I thought you
Well,
said 4.
oh
Oh,
no,
oh, 4 now. Oh,
before,
oh, oh,
4
oh,
now.
oh, oh,
Yeah.
okay. You said
No,
being
although,
a mother for now. I was like, and then I was,
right. You're like, did I
oh,
miss
I was like,
something?
this is the announcement.
This is the announcement.
Tony
I wish.
passes out.
Literally. I was gonna say I wish I could have 4, but Tony probably will not go for that.
After I saw his reaction when you were like, "We're pregnant again, having a third," I was like, "That's it. He done.
That's
He
it.
done."
Snip, snip. Yes. He is done. Oh yeah, he was shocked.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. We were in this amazing show together. It was true theater at its finest, I
It really
think.
was. The production was Lucky Stiff. For
Yes,
anyone who hasn't seen it, it's basically think a musical version of Weekend at Bernie's.
yes.
The whole thing, yeah, involves a corpse in a wheelchair and song and dance. Written by the same people that wrote Seussical, I think.
Oh,
Um,
really? Oh,
I believe so, yes.
I didn't know
I
that.
might be wrong, but I'm not sure. And but yeah, we met doing that, and we had a fabulous number. You came out, and you got. It was originally
That's
planned that we were
right.
going to lift you up, but then it became that you lifted me up
That's right. I was like,
because you are far stronger than I
I
am.
am very strong, and I'm also, as my dad told me my entire life, very solid. So
Yes,
I'm
yes.
like, I don't think you guys can lift me.
I I have a nephew. He's very solid, and it's so funny because I have a niece, my daughter, and then a nephew. They're all very similar in age, like
Okay.
months apart, right? But the niece is like hollow bones bird. Like you can just
Yes.
throw her in the air and she'll keep going, and then you just catch her, and she's like light as anything. Then there's my daughter who's like middle ground, and then there's my nephew who's like it's just it's just gravity
Yeah.
affects him differently. You're just like, what the heck?
Yes, that's me and all the boys. It's so true. Well, and I think about you often from that show, actually, because I don't know if you knew this, but you were the one who started me. Really, I should be crediting you. That was when stories started taking off, remember? Like Instagram stories, and
Oh
you
yeah.
started me doing stories. And I think that was like an aha moment for me in my social media because
Mm.
I remember saying to you, like, wait, why would you want that to disappear? That's crazy. And you were like, no. Like Instagram's not your scrapbook, like you can use it for other things.
Mm.
And to me, before that, it was like a scrapbook, basically. And so you kind of like started that aha moment of, wait a second, I can use this to be funny. I could use this to be creative. It doesn't have to just be like what I did in my day,
Yeah.
like, and
Oh.
so,
Well,
yeah,
there you go. I shall take my royalty check in the mail. Thank you very
you
much.
shall. And
Uh
TikTok too, actually, because you're one of my first friends that I saw on TikTok and followed. And so then I was like,
Oh.
this is I don't know, discover this app. So yeah, thank you
Well, now
for
you're doing
starting.
so well on TikTok. You've got such a
Oh,
following
no.
chronicling your hilarious mum hijinks. I mean, being a mum of three is no joke. I swear. And I know I like to laugh at some of the incidental stuff that perhaps like because I always think like what's going on behind the scenes behind the camera. So
Yes.
I was cracking up when that shot of all of you, your whole family, and you jump into your vacation, right? And your, I think it's your eldest son. He's clearly done. He's over it, and he was at the side just like this. And you go jump, and he's like, and I was,
He hates it. You're so right. I'm so surprised more people didn't. You're very like sharp to catch that
I
because I
saw
saw
that,
it.
and
I'm
then
like,
once he was on vacation, he was fine. He was like, "Oh, we're on vacation. I don't care."
yeah.
But I could see it was like, "Oh, was that take three or
Oh,
four?" And
he
he was
hates
just
it.
like done.
He's so what's crazy is I can't even get a take 3 or 4. Like I get one shot.
All
It's
right.
my second one is more of a ham. Like he'll Micah will do stuff, but and maybe the third we'll see. But Ezra is like no, and he has such a voice and a face that they're represented by my agents. They get called in all the
Oh,
time, and Ezra always gets
wow.
called back because he's so funny and he's got that face and that voice and he doesn't want to do it. I'm like, you don't understand. But I can't stage mother him. I just, if he doesn't,
Yeah.
I'm always like, he's passing on this callback. And I'm just like, like, you know what you're doing, you know?
Oh, that's so funny because my
I know.
daughter, like we weren't like you must
No,
perform for us,
totally.
child. But
In fact, I kind of don't want them to,
she is
you
all
know?
about it. She went through a
Yeah.
phase where every day she was a different character.
Oh my God.
She wanted to go to dance class, so we went to dance class, and her teacher's like, "Oh, good morning," and good morning, Faye, and she goes, "No, Sally," and she goes. I thought her name was Faye. And we're like, no, she's Sally today. I'm Jack Skellington. Mum is
Oh,
Zero.
oh my God.
And that's
I
today.
love
And
her.
then like
Oh,
another day. And right now she's big on Wicked right now. So she's got this whole
come
Glinda
on.
outfit. And go over there. And when I walk over, say, who's that coming? Or who's that coming over there? So I say my line and she goes, I'm Glinda.
Oh my God. This is amazing. This is my dream. You don't understand. Like,
I rub it in your face. I got a
I know.
daughter who wants to be a princess. She's a
I know.
performer. Ha
Why
ha.
is this happening to me? Exactly. It's just so crazy. Like they want nothing to do with it. I'll play musicals, like try to expose them. I play it all the time, and they're just like, "Turn this off!" And it's like, horrible. Put on Fresh
Oh,
Prince.
you were
So
living
bad.
that full-on boy mum life. Well,
Gosh.
let's talk a little bit about you and your career. When we met back in 2017 and we did Lucky Stiff, were you already at that point doing voiceover work?
Yes. So my voiceover career is interesting. Basically, I started doing voiceover in college at UC Irvine, and I taught voice. I taught singing at this music studio.
Okay.
Yeah. I had 5 million jobs in college, and that was one of
Then we
that was
all.
one of my many jobs. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I was teaching, and one of my students was an older, not older, but like what? I was 20. He was probably in his 40s. So my age now. But he owned a studio, like a recording studio. And
Hmm.
he was like, hey, would you ever want to come in and do voiceover? Like I book a lot of anime clients and other commercial clients. Would you want to be a voice for any of these? And I was like, yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
so fun. I didn't even know if it paid. I just was like, yes, definitely.
Right.
Like, sign me up. And it paid really well, as everything in Orange County. I feel like Orange County like pays actors well a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was making really good money doing non-union anime dubbing for Japanese anime and then some commercials. And then I was like the voice of Tinkerbell at the San Diego Zoo and
Oh,
all
that's
this.
awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun all through this studio. And then, so when it got time to move to LA, I asked this guy to make me a demo of everything I had done, and he did. So I got an agent right away. Like it wasn't hard. It wasn't that crazy, like a voiceover agent. I didn't get a theatrical agent. And it was one of the top agencies too, like independent artists. I don't know if you remember
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah. Yeah.
a great agency. I auditioned all the time, did not book a single thing, like at
Yeah.
all. I know. And so, and I think, yeah, I had to be non-union at that time. So I didn't even book non-union jobs, which was kind of
Mm.
crazy. So anyway, they dropped me, needless to say.
Oh,
I know. And then I signed with, I want to say I did a new reel and I signed with Abrams, I
oh
think. God,
wow, well
I remember.
done.
I know, like I kept having great agents and then nothing, booked
Oh,
nothing. They dropped me. So then, but I had a really good reel.
this is a
I know.
roller coaster.
It's just weird, like very odd. And then I had this great reel though, and I gave it to a friend who was writing on an animated I think it was a series at the time. It later became a film. It was called The Jungle Bunch. And anyway, she was writing on it. So I gave her my demo. I said, if you have anything for me. So she brought me into the director. His name was Ezra Weiss. And yes, you see where this is
I see
going.
where this is going, yeah.
Yes, well, she sent the demo to him. He said, she sounds great. I actually need someone this week. And can she do it? I'm like, yes, I can. So I did a few roles on this Jungle Bunch. It was nothing, like very small. But flash forward, oh, he kept bringing me in for different non-union pilots. And I
Hmm.
would say, yes, I think I was still non-union at the time. Nothing ever went. It was just like great to have a little job. Dubbing, they were all dubbing. That
Yeah.
was one of the reasons he booked me for Jungle Bunch. That was a dubbing show. And dubbing
Mm.
is a very special skill that a lot of
Yeah.
people either haven't tried or don't do well because you have to kind of
Yes.
multitask,
Well,
right?
I think having a musical brain definitely helps. Being able to match the rhythm, the cadence of just natural speech, like you say, is a skill. But coming from a musical background, I think definitely helps.
I never thought of it that way, but you're so right. That absolutely.
Everyone I talk to who does dubbing and has made a career in dubbing is also like either a singer or a musician in some regard or some aspect and talks about how that enters into it. So,
That's so smart.
yeah.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And in fact, everybody on our show sings. We did it on
Yeah.
Miraculous. I mean,
Yeah.
and we have always been like, why don't we do more musical episodes? We've done one, but yeah, that's really interesting. That makes so much sense. So, yeah, anyway, so I did the Jungle Bunch, I did the movie. Then 2 years later, I think, and all these little pilots were in the mix. And then he
Mm.
called me in for this random pilot, Miraculous Ladybug, and I booked it, the role of Chloe. And then, but Chloe wasn't in the pilot, so or she wasn't. That's right. She wasn't in the original pilot. They switched what the pilot was. So then
Oh,
I think I
okay.
like came in episode 2, but then that became the pilot.
Oh,
So
right, right, right.
yeah. So I didn't really meet everybody. It's like the whole time I was just like on a solo journey. So I would go into the studio because I didn't go to the table read because I wasn't part of the original pilot. So I would just go into the studio, record my Chloe lines, and come out. I had no idea about anything. Like I didn't meet the team, I didn't meet anybody. All of a sudden, we were like famous. Like it was crazy. It was insane. Like I remember going to this signing. So that was 2015. And then yeah, I remember going to this like signing at a comic book store and there were lines around the block. What? Like this is like a little tiny show that took off. Like what's happening? But it was not. It was huge worldwide. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's funny what
And
just like catches the imagination,
yeah.
what just catches people's attention. And it has a very Sailor Moon vibe about
Yes.
it. I think that it taps into that feeling. The,
Christina, our ladybug is Sailor Moon, by the way. The girl.
oh,
Yeah.
wow, hell, I don't know.
So that's a funny that you said
I'm
that. Yeah.
bad at this. All right,
No, you're not.
I'm not doing my
You're
job,
actually
clearly.
a genius. No, that's like very, the fact that you noticed that they were similar, that's it's the same voice that, yeah, then you're very
But
good at your job. It's the
but
opposite.
give me then who voices because I'm lapsed in my knowledge. Who is the voice of
Christina
Ladybug?
V.
Christina
Yeah,
V. And
Christina
she
V.
does the new dub of
Just-
Sailor Moon.
Yes. It's the one that's been on the last several years.
Right.
Yeah, not the one
Because
we grew up with,
I
obviously.
know yeah, because I know there
Yeah.
was an original dub in the 90s, but obviously
Yes.
that's not her.
Yeah. No.
Okay, okay, great.
Yeah.
It's like the
It's good
Crunchyroll
here.
one or something. I think.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Well, the episode just is going to be released on Wednesday, right before you, was Andrew Russell.
I
So
love him.
yes, so we were talking a
Yeah.
lot about Miraculous Ladybug as well. So this is kind of a continuation of that. But that's funny you say that because I said so. Oh, did you not meet the rest of the cast for ages? And he was like, no, right away. We met each other right away.
It's so funny. Wait, I wonder if he was at the original table read as Luca. No, he wasn't because he was cast after me. That's why he met everybody because I remember now. He was cast after like years later that character. And then we just happened to all go to Comic-Con right after he was cast.
Yes, yes, there
So
you go.
that's where he met us all. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, okay, yeah, because
2019.
yeah,
Yeah.
Andrew Russell, voice of Luca, you're the voice of Chloe. So, can you tell us a little bit, like, did it take you long to come up with the voice of Chloe? Did Ezra kind of give you? Ezra is obviously the director of Miraculous Ladybug. He comes up a lot, so if we say Ezra, that's who we mean. And did he like give you much direction? Did you do a couple of versions before you got the voice?
Yeah, at first I was a little bit like more Valley girlish, and I can tend to lean into that because that's where I'm from.
Mm.
Um, but I'm from California, I'm from the Valley, like all of it.
No
So
way, you're
no
really?
way.
You're from
Remember,
the
that's
valley?
hilarious.
I do remember. So I teased Sailor relentlessly because her catchphrase on the stage rehearsals for Lucky Stiff was "That's hilarious." You just said it so much, and every time, and then you got annoyed, and you would go, "Oh my God, that's hilarious!" Damn it!
I know. And I even catch myself saying it all the time now. And I'm like, ah, AJ was right.
That's
That's
hilarious.
hilarious. And that's like my go-to. But he wanted it more like Paris Hilton, like
Yeah,
rich
yeah.
girl, kind of dry, you know.
Right, yeah.
And but there is a mutual friend of ours who I can't say, but I'll tell you after we are done recording, who I based a lot of it on. And she doesn't know, by the way. I know. I
No.
know. Yeah.
I hate that in it's gonna be so funny because it's gonna be on the podcast, and I always hate it in interviews where they're like, "Oh, it's based on someone. I can't say who it is," and I'm like, "I want to know,"
I want to
and
know.
I will
Well,
know, but the
you will
listeners
know.
sadly
And
won't.
I round her a lot during when we first started, which was 2015. So you were in a show with she was part of Lucky Stiff. So that
Oh,
narrows it
okay, okay,
down.
okay. Yeah, then I'd probably definitely know. Oh, that's
You
so
definitely
funny.
know.
So okay, yeah, because it's not like I don't know if you watch Bob's Burgers, but the Jocelyn character that John Roberts also does, he does Linda, who's very Long Island. Oh my God, you know. But then
Yeah, yeah.
there's Jocelyn, she's a Valley girl, like she sounds like that. She goes,
Okay.
I'm not gonna do this either unless you guys don't think that cool, then I will. Like, you
Yeah,
know.
that's like my real voice. And just that's how I usually talk.
It's
But
so good.
Chloe is more like, like, that's ridiculous. Like she's so in her. It's all down here.
Unless she gets upset and then it goes like, that's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's where Ezra always is like a little lower, because I do tend to get a little too, you know.
Yeah.
And Ladybug is higher pitched. So to have all those high pitched,
Right.
and actually,
You need
it's a
some, but
lot.
they are kids, I know, but like you need someone coming in and be like, "Row." I don't know.
Yeah, well, Lila
Ladybug.
comes in. Lila's another character who's always a dog. She's really low. But then there's also the movie was very different. Did you happen to see that yet or
I
no?
have not. I've got
Your daughter would love it.
my nieces were into it, and you were all phenomenal. And you made a video for them, and Andrew made a video for them. You
I
guys were
did.
so
Oh,
amazing. Yeah. Oh
good.
yeah, you were great. You were great.
I don't remember.
And you don't even remember.
I'm like, oh,
You have
good.
so many fan requests. I'm sure it's all good. I should.
It is crazy. I'm not
Um,
kidding. Like I get a request probably every day, like
that's
of something,
amazing. That's
which is
amazing. But
great. Like think how many
my
kids were touched.
My daughter's a little bit too young for it. I think she's only
Oh, okay.
3. But as she
Oh
gets a
yeah.
little bit older, we'll get into it. But yeah.
Yeah,
So
she
I
will.
haven't seen the movie yet. But go on. You were saying about the movie. It was
Oh
a
well,
little
the
bit
movie
different.
was a totally different tone. And I have to admit, when we were filming it or recording it, I was like, God, I don't know. This is not the Chloe I know and love. Like, this is very weird for me. It feels weird that Jeremy directed it, who created Miraculous. And he kept
Mm.
saying, like, lower tone, real tone, very down to earth, not,
Oh,
or subtle rather, subtle. And I was like, really? But then when I was in the theater listening and watching, I was like, oh my gosh, he was right, because there's something about like listening in a big space, like at a movie, even at home when I listen to it,
yeah.
I'm like, that sounds so much better than the TV show. I don't know what it is. Like the
Mm.
TV show, the voice is right for that,
Yeah.
but the movie, for some reason, it feels bigger and more real.
Yeah, it's kind of like the way my mind goes is when again like with animated stuff like again going to Bob's Burgers. All the voices are the same, but in the movie they just add like shading and stuff like shadow, so it looks a little
Yeah.
bit more rounded out. And then way back in like the 90s when Power Rangers had their movie, and then their armor was like actual blocky solid armor, not just spandex, that kind of thing. Like
Totally.
it's those little subtle things that just look right on a big
Yeah.
screen, but on TV, like, yeah,
It's
I
too
don't
much.
know. It is
Yeah.
weird. It is weird. It's a weird kind of flip, but that's funny that that comes through in the voice. You've had a very diverse career. You've done a lot of different things, as we mentioned, stage, screen, voice. Is there anything apart from Miraculous? Obviously, we can talk about Miraculous for days, but is there anything in your mind that stands out as particularly notable, of for whatever reason it may be?
Miraculous definitely obviously is the biggest thing or the
Yeah,
known for whatever.
that's the
But
most prolific thing you've done. Yeah.
yeah, but I think what was very, very cool to be a part of for me was when I produced and acted in All I Wish, which was this movie with Sharon Stone and Tony Goldwyn.
Oh wow. Okay.
He and Sharon Stone, and there it was like Jansen, Ellen Bernstein, who else was in it? Like all these big stars.
Yeah.
And I was like a producer on it. So I got to be kind of a part of their process. And then I had a little small role acting with them though, which was so cool. Like I felt like I had like made it, even though I
Yeah.
had 3 lines or whatever. My friend directed and wrote and directed it, but really brought me on to be a producer. She didn't even have a part for me. And then at the last minute, she wrote me this little part. And I'm so grateful because it was really cool to see from both ends, producer end and actress end, like which side of it, you know what I mean, to be a
Yeah.
part of. So
Yeah.
that was really cool and fun. And I think too, I don't know, I feel like anytime I get to do comedy, actually my favorite role I've ever done was opposite Mark Maron on his show, Maron. I was,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that was a big guest star and it was I played a prostitute, which I played often, actually.
I was so worried in the my intro to you that I was going to be come across so misogynistic or demeaning. Be like, Selah
No.
Victor, here she is. She's playing a booby mom. Here she is
Yep.
playing a stripper. Here she is playing.
Yep.
It's like,
Yep.
oh,
I mean, listen, I had a great body. I had a great body. Pre-kids. I'm working on it now, okay? But like, no, I mean, I was a personal trainer and my body was like ripped and I had big boobs. Like it's like Hollywood has no imagination,
yeah, yeah,
right? Like, they're just
yeah,
like, she could play a mom, breastfeeding mom or a prostitute. Now I feel like it's actually different. I feel like curvy's coming back and it's too bad because I was probably 10 years too early. Typecast as a prostitute or a stripper. But yeah, that was the stripper with a heart of gold because my face is like so nice and
yeah,
innocent.
yeah,
My
exactly.
voice, everything. But this was definitely like stripper with a heart of gold character, but it was so funny and so well written. And of course, Mark is just a genius, a comedic genius, and playing off of him was so fun. And I think it was like the best acting I've ever done on camera. It was really cool.
Do you foresee your career now after, you've done so much anime and so much dubbing and now you're doing Miraculous? Like, do you see it continuing in just voiceover
Well, or versus on screen, on
versus
camera.
anything else? Or do you want to just keep doing everything and anything, or is it you want to be laser focused on one thing?
That's a really good question. I feel like, unfortunately, so much is changing in the industry. And actually,
Mm.
to tell you what happened after the whole agency, I got dropped from Abrams or whoever. I think it was Abrams. Now I'm like second guessing that. Maybe they'll tell
I got dropped from so many.
by somebody. But then after I got Miraculous, a few years into it, I'm like, I should get I got Miraculous without an agent. It was all, my friend who
Yeah, that it was the same with
everything.
Andrew. He said it was just
Yeah.
happenstance. Yeah.
Yeah, with who you know. And so then I thought, well, I should get an agent. So I asked my friend who is the voice of Shark Tank to introduce me. He's like the
Oh, the
announcer.
announcer, the guy.
Mhm.
Oh, how
Yeah,
funny.
exactly. He's so cool. But anyway, he was so kind and introduced me to his agent at WME, and they took me on, and it was
Nice.
great. I got so many auditions. I did not book one thing again.
Ah,
I know.
why?
I know. And they even were like, they were so great. They were like, maybe you should take an audition class. Like, what's going on? And so I took like voiceover audition classes. I met casting director. I don't, AJ, I don't know. Like I booked one video game that I did do.
Well, there you
But
go. Hey,
there you go.
that's nothing to, that's nothing to shake a stick
I
at.
know.
What was the video game?
Oh my gosh, it's that famous one. It's like huge. It's really big. Not Call of Duty. Wait,
It's
shoot.
that
It's like
famous one. Oh, that one.
that
Oh,
one. That one.
you're gonna make me
Hold on.
Google
It's on
this
my
now?
IMDb. Yeah, it's literally on my IMDb. Let's see. Let's see what I'm on.
I swear to God, if this is one of the biggest games of the century, I'm gonna be like, you are a
No, it
mum.
is.
You need to know these things.
I know. I know.
Oh my
It's
God.
definitely one of
You
the
were
biggest.
in it as well, and you can't even remember.
This was many years ago. Oh, shoot. It's giving me, okay. Oh,
Oh
here we go.
gosh.
But anyway, so I did do that. I just, yeah, well, I was in that, but then they dropped everyone in the pandemic except for celebrities, basically, or people like my
Oh
friend
yeah,
who
yeah.
Shark Tank, because they just, yeah.
What's the
So
point? Yeah.
I've been without an agent for a long time. If
Oh, you
anybody
still
wants,
without an agent?
yeah, still without one. Isn't that crazy?
Well,
Oh, fantasy. Final. Look at his face.
I was going to say Final Fantasy as a joke.
Stop it.
To be like, oh, is it Final Fantasy? It's a bit.
Booked Final Fantasy.
Oh my gosh,
Yep.
that's okay. That's okay. There's only been about 17 of them.
Yeah, it was
Um,
like number 8 or something. Well, let's see what
it was
number
the
was.
remake. It must have been the remake, the
Yeah,
Final
it was the
Fantasy
remake.
7
Seven remake. Yeah, that's it.
Sailor.
So they got me that. That was
This is
great.
so annoying. I would have been thrilled to be in that game. And I know so many people. My friend, like, I think my
Oh
friend
yeah,
Amanda Troop was in it. Isaac Robinson Smith. I'm interviewing him
I
as well. Like,
know.
I've been in it. So many people. It was amazing. It was like
Amazing.
and you didn't even remember
No, no. At the time, I was very grateful, very grateful.
at the
And
time.
I knew it was a big
Oh
deal. And I even
no.
posted about it, but I just like,
No.
I forgot now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ah, well, it's
My
been great to have
brain.
you on.
Yeah.
That's all the time we have. God damn it.
I have like all the Final Fantasy fans like, you're crazy. Oh,
Yeah,
it
right.
was so fun. I
Who
do realize what a
who are
big
you in
deal.
Final Fantasy 7? What did you do?
I just played a bunch of different characters, like the additional
Yeah.
voice. It wasn't
No, I know.
anybody.
All my
Final
friends did a bunch of additional. So you just go we
Yeah,
go around the village or whatever and we should hear you eventually. We'll hear
exactly.
someone.
Oh
I feel
yeah,
like you have quite a distinctive voice. I could probably hear it and be like, "Hey, there she is. There's
I'm
Sailor."
sure. I literally I think there was like 60 voices that I did.
Mm.
It was crazy. Like I just kept going down and doing each one.
Hey, one thing, I think you told me this, but just this is a completely off the rails anecdote, but where does the
Yeah.
name Sailor come from?
Oh, Selah is a Hebrew word.
Ah,
So in the Bible, in the Psalms, and it's actually a musical term. And my dad had like a vision. I'm one of 8 kids, and he had like a vision of what each of us would be named, and as you do. And yeah, and he thought she's going to be musical. And it basically you're singing in the Psalms and you're worshiping God, and then you see my name, Selah, and you pause and you meditate on what you just sang. So it's like a musical
oh,
rest, but contemplative rest. However, in modern Hebrew, it means, which I also like this interpretation, a rock, like a stronghold when you're rock climbing.
oh yeah.
Hold on to me. So yeah,
There you
it's
go.
good.
That's
It's
it. It's going back to that sturdy as a rock thing.
sturdy as rock. Yeah.
Also, we breezed past one of eight.
Yes,
Whoo,
I
boy. All
know.
right.
Mhm.
Okay. So imagine if your
Yeah.
mum had TikTok back in the day and was chronicling growing up with eight
Should
or
be.
bringing up
I know.
8 kids. My nan, my dad's mum, she was one of I think 8 as well, or one of 9, something like that. And Naomi's mum was one of like 7
Oh,
or
really?
so. In your own words, do you think growing up in a family or in with a 7 siblings? Influenced you be as a performer and even as a voice actor?
Definitely.
Oh yeah, how
Yeah,
so?
well, for one thing, I think my parents were very unique in that they really encouraged the arts. Like
Mm.
they wanted us to be creative and they just let us do a lot of like creative, I don't know, ambitions. My brother's a famous sculptor, for example, one of my brothers, and my other brother went to like got his PhD in music from Yale. I mean, he's like a genius at the piano.
Whoa.
I think too, I joke that in order to like get attention in a small or a big family, you have to like kind of stand out. You're like, look at me.
Yeah,
So
sure.
it is kind of true though. Like, what am I going to please them with and make them like me?
Where in the pecking order do you fall?
Well, and that tracks too because I'm number four and I have three older brothers.
So you're
Yeah,
right in the middle.
in the middle. Really needed that attention. Yeah, it
Oh
really
no.
tracks.
So you got
I
three
know.
older siblings and four younger ones?
Yeah, three older brothers, three younger brothers, and a younger sister too. Yeah, I know.
Oh, is the sister the youngest?
No, she's 2 years younger, or sorry, 4 years younger than me. She has two brothers beneath her, or under her. Yeah, I
There's
know.
so many boys as well growing
Six
up.
boys. I know. Crazy. It was crazy.
Um,
And it was, our family is very, even to this day, very like jokey, like very funny. And
yeah.
my brother was always doing impersonations and impressions. And I feel like we were always like trying to top each other. Who could be the funniest? Who can
Right.
make
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
laugh? You know?
Punch it up.
That's
Who's got a better joke? Who's got a better one?
exactly. It's like a little writer's room.
Yeah, it is. Can we make that better? Can we make that better?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
would have been funnier if you did this. Like I'll post a video of like I just posted one of my dad and one of my brothers will text me and be like, you should have done this or you should have made it this or this could have been better. I'm like, God, like I can't ever catch a break. They're never impressed with me. Never. I was on a national commercial for Cologuard. Do you know what Cologuard is?
No, what's that?
Okay, you poop in a box. I'm not kidding. This is the product. You poop in a box.
You forgot Final Fantasy, but you remember poop in a box.
How can you forget poop in a
How
box?
can you forget Final Fantasy? So, anyway, all right.
That's true. Fair, fair. But so yeah, it's you basically screen for colon cancer by pooping in a box. And I'm in this commercial.
Yeah.
Literally, they asked me to shoot myself. I had to sing, so that's why I got it, I think.
Okay.
Asked me to shoot myself in bad lighting to look 45. I wasn't 45. I'm not at 45 still. This
Yeah.
was years ago. And I'm like, okay. So anyway, long story short, I get this commercial. It goes crazy national. Like I literally renovated my house on this money. Okay. My brothers were all so proud of me. I'm like, really? This is what makes you proud of me? This poop commercial where I'm singing, I'm over 45, da 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 da. Like, I'm not, this is just like, really, guys? Really? Okay, whatever. Sharon Stone didn't impress you, but this did.
Amazing. I asked this of Andrew Russell, so I will ask you as well.
Okay.
And I don't want to be glib because you keep saying, you would get like this big prolific agent, you get so many auditions and nothing would happen. Then you get another big
Yeah.
prolific agent, so many auditions, nothing happened. But is there an audition that stands out in your mind where you like it wasn't hidden, it wasn't secret what it was. You knew what it was. You knew it was a big deal. You're like, I'm gonna give my everything, and then you didn't get it, and you're just like, to this day, you're like, what might have been?
I am more of a low-hanging fruit kind of person. Like, and you can call it laziness if you will, but I just like if I spend too much on something, too much time, it's just like not worth it to me. Does that make
Mm.
sense? Like,
Mhm.
it's not worth my time because the chances of getting it, sadly, are so low. And it wasn't like I wouldn't work hard on my auditions. A
Of
lot of
course.
times you would go into your agency. This was pre-pandemic. You would go in and audition with your booth
Yeah.
operators. So you're working with them too and getting direction and like they would tell me if something was wrong. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's just a numbers game and it's also sadly so saturated by celebrities that as soon as celebrities started coming in, that's when I noticed like the normal people were not booking.
Yeah.
And my friends who used to book a lot too would not because it's just like a trickle down thing. You don't need Selah to voice a role in what is that movie now coming out? Lilo and Stitch or whatever, because Kristen Bell's going to do it. So why do you need me? So you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah, I get that. I understand that. Voice actors across the globe were celebrating when for the Sonic the Hedgehog 2, for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, that the voice of Tails was actually the voice actor for Tails in the
oh
video
yeah.
games and in the cartoons and everything because she was the only one, it was like Sonic was
Yeah. Wasn't it like
He's
Kardashian?
Ben Schwartz
Yeah,
and Knuckles is Idris Elba, but Tails was actually the actual voice,
that's
the
right.
voice actor from the
Well,
shows.
And that's why we were all celebrating for Miraculous for the movie. We thought there was a huge chance we could all be replaced. Like, and
Yeah.
nobody would even care.
That's
Like,
true. That's true. And that happens so much.
yeah.
It is interesting actually that it didn't because why is my mind blanking? I was trying that there was I mean Super Mario Brothers,
Oh,
they
yeah.
went and completely celebritified that.
Yeah. I
Uh
mean, the days of like Ariel, remember Joe, whatever, with Jodie Benson and like
yeah.
all the different actresses that,
Oh right. Yeah, in just in Disney cartoons where they yeah.
yeah,
Um
those are, I mean, those days are gone.
Well, I
Like
think it was because of that actually, because
Robin
after
Williams,
Robin
right?
Williams,
Yeah, yeah.
after Robin Williams as the genie, it was like, well, this is all we're doing now.
Actor,
It's
we can
just
make more money.
we'll
Yeah.
just get comedians, and that's all
And
she wrote.
Toy Story changed a lot too with Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
It's not to say they're not good at what they do, but it's not
of course. And that's
um,
the thing I realized when I was doing, and which is why I haven't made an effort to get an agent. It's just so hard. And I don't mean to be negative, like for people listening that want to pursue this.
hmm,
I also have, like you mentioned, a very specific voice. Your voice, for example, is way more versatile than mine, I think. Like, I feel like you would have way more success with auditioning. Mine is so distinctive in a way that's like not helpful if you're trying to sound like do an impersonation or do you know
hmm.
what I mean? Like,
I do, I do. I think though of like the because your voice is it's almost quite Jenny Slate.
I
It's
get compared to her a lot.
well, there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, it has that quality to it. And one could argue that Jenny Slate doesn't steer off the her own voice that much, really.
Right.
But she gets a lot of work and she still does what she does. Same with H. John Benjamin. H. John Benjamin does one thing pretty much.
Right.
He does
And
his
does it
voice,
well.
unless it's Jimmy Pesto Jr. and then he talking higher with a lisp or whatever. But there are so many of these comedians that literally do like they got one avenue, Kristen Schaal as well, but she's like
Yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
distinctive voice, just does her own voice, and that's not to say she's not a voiceover actor, she is. But man, when you have like such a distinctive voice and you can just do that one thing, but I think coming at it first as a name and then doing it is a lot easier than coming at it
Totally.
as a voice actor because you have to be versatile as a voice actor to sort of be
Exactly.
able to fit into many, many different boxes.
Exactly. And that's why, for example, I left musical theater professionally. Like I
Mm.
didn't pursue it in New York when I got a call back on Broadway my senior year
Oh,
of
to
college.
just so
You know,
flippantly throw that out there. I got a
whatever.
call back on
I got a
Broadway.
call back. And I went and I realized I was like, oh, like I can't compete in the dancing category. Like I'm a leading lady, literally. And if unless I have a name, unless I really work it somehow, then there's no way this is going to happen for me. I can't keep up. I can't be part of the ensemble. I'm just not good enough as a dancer, you know?
Well,
And you could,
if Rapunzel become or Tangled, if Tangled becomes a stage musical, I could so see you as a Mother Gothel.
yes, there's
Mother knows
so many
best.
roles like that. I'm like, oh, I wish I could. But that's why I moved to Los Angeles because I'm like, I could still do musical theater,
Yeah.
semi-professionally, and I can and get lead roles or whatever. And then I could also audition for TV and film and maybe make a name for myself, which I didn't end up doing, but I'm just kidding. Semi-name. No, but I was like, the goal was make a big enough name so then I could make it in musical theater eventually. But now, of course, it's okay. Like I'm over that goal. I'm over that dream. Don't feel sorry for me. Tony, my
Never
sweet
feel
husband's
sorry for
always
you. It's all
like,
right.
he's like
Um,
so supportive. He's like, you never know, it could still happen. I'm like, it's okay. I'm
yeah,
okay. Work because I work still. If I didn't work still,
of
I made
course.
me sad. But I'm a working actor. I'm not like a name that people know, which is fine. So.
Speaking of, what do you have any exciting projects coming up? I know NDAs are a thing. Do you have projects you can't talk about, projects you can talk about, anything?
No, well, okay, so this is another thing that I was kind of bridging with voiceover and theatrical as well. I do work a lot more on camera than I do in voiceover because of
Mm.
what we mentioned. So That has always been pretty steady for me, which is so great.
Hmm.
But since the strike, I mean, I'm sure you've heard this from everybody in LA. Like the industry has just been very, very slow. I don't know if it
Yeah.
was backlogged or what. So everybody, even my friends who literally get series regulars on everything, they're not
Hmm.
working. Nobody's working. I don't know who's getting these parts. I'm just kidding. But a lot of it is also shooting outside of LA. So there's that. So there's a lot of interesting things happening in the industry. Meanwhile, I've been, as you know, focusing so much time and effort on social media,
Hmm.
which has been so rewarding as a creative person. And so I've been really happy with, I don't know, I feel like I get to use my acting talent, my writing, my producing, my editing, my voiceover. Like it's a kind of a whole thing, you know?
But it sounds exhausting. How on earth do you juggle? Okay, so how often do you make, do you produce these TikToks? And how on earth do you juggle that with a career and being a mum of three boys?
Right. It's hard. I have it down now, like I have a routine down, but it's very hard. And I thought at first I could do it like in the cracks of being a mom. And then I had three kids. I was like, this is really hard.
Yeah.
But I will say, like I said, I have a routine and I feel like my priority is always the kids. Always. Like if I feel like, oh, I'm stressed because I need to edit this thing and put it up, blah, 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 and I'm not paying attention to my kids, and I just like put my phone down. It's not
Mm,
important. I have to literally tell myself this does not matter. I could do it tomorrow, whatever.
hmm.
So first priority, kids. Then if I get an audition, that's the next priority. Then I put all
Mm.
my focus on that. And again, I'll push aside whatever needs to be on social media because that just can't be a priority. But now social media is paying me more than acting ever did, really. Yeah.
Oh wow, just from
So
the creator fund?
from that, so for Meta, no, I actually don't get paid on TikTok. Isn't that crazy?
Oh,
I know.
why not?
I'm not big enough. I know. It's kind of
Oh,
like,
that's strange.
I know. My engagement too. So when I post, it just depends on the time. I don't know. My engagement's like kind of inconsistent
So
on TikTok,
it's more on Instagram?
Instagram, and Facebook. Yeah,
Oh wow.
I know. I did get paid at one point on TikTok, but I don't know what happened.
Is that just because of the demographic or?
I think so. So I have a really good friend who makes a ton of money from the Creator Fund, and she posts videos that are longer than a minute. And she says, you've got to start posting longer than a minute.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so excited about your idea for this and other thing. I mean, I think that's brilliant. And I think you'll start to make a lot of money with this. But I don't really have that kind of content I do short form comedy. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't. I have such a short attention span, and I get so impatient. I need the payoff of the joke right away. I love sketches that are more like Vines, where they're just 8 seconds, where it's just like,
yep,
"Hey, set up, punchline, boom, done." And then
same,
and it's like it needs to be
same.
longer, or you won't get paid. I'm like, I know, but I'm bored.
I know. But this is a great format. She does pop culture. She talks about pop culture for over a minute. And it just
There you
makes
go.
so much. But I'm not going to do that. Like I don't know. That's not my thing. And
Yeah.
I feel like I need something to talk about. You could talk about this is great for you.
I mean, yeah, you found a niche as well, like all your kids' content. Does it
Yeah.
ever having your kids on social media, does that ever concern you? Has it become a
Yeah.
concern?
Yes, it has at certain different times. I feel like naturally and organically, I started pulling them off. I
Mm.
took them down from TikTok altogether,
Oh
except for
wow.
I forgot and I posted a video of me and Ari, but I'm like, whatever, he's a baby. Like, I'll change.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
think
I
I
was
was
like,
posting pictures of Faye till she was like 7 or 8 months old, something like that, and then I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this anymore.
feels, I know. And I'm kind of like organically less and less. Also, ironically, the videos with them don't do as well. It's really funny. I know.
Oh, that is interesting.
I
I
know.
wonder why that's so fascinating. I wonder if we could look into
Well,
the but yeah, I mean that yeah. Anytime we post something with Faye, it's usually the back of her head or something like that. And
yeah. And
so
the
we've done
problem,
that.
you can do that. The problem with mommy content, though, a lot of times, and like I said, I try not to use them. Also, they're such a pain in the ass, as we discussed. It's like I need you to jump. That's it. And we got this whole vacation for free. Okay, like just jump. You're gonna thank me one day.
I know. I remember as well when you told them to tell Tony that you were pregnant with a third, and then your son just goes, "All right, can I get my candy now?" And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh no,
Oh yeah,
dude,
I gotta bribe them. I gotta like promise things. I hate that. It's just such a pain. So then I'm like, forget it. It's
you're
not worth it.
fired. That's it.
You're fired. I
You're
know.
impossible to work with, kid. Get out of here."
Exactly. I really try. And when brands say like we want your kids in it, I'm like, ugh,
Do you
like,
really though?
yeah,
Do
you don't.
you?
Trust me, you do not want
Okay,
my
kids, you gotta poop in a box.
exactly.
Think
But
about it.
then you know what's crazy? I do feel guilty and like scared sometimes, like, oh gosh, I don't want them to hate me one day. Like, what if I posted too much about
Yeah,
them?
yeah,
But then the other day, for some reason, I was like trying to find this funny video to show Ezra, and they were all in my TikTok archive, the ones I had taken
yeah.
down. So I was showing them video after video. They loved them, like with a capital L. They're like, these are so great. Can we watch these every day?
Yep.
Like,
I
you
yeah,
know?
something about kids seeing themselves and yeah, Faye constantly. I'll film her doing that. She's performing "What Is This Feeling" with Naomi, and they're doing it from the movie. And Faye, she has to start out in bed because Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo start out in bed. So she starts out in bed. She does the dun 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 bum. She does the whole thing, and I'm filming the whole thing, and then like afterwards she goes, "Can I see it?" And then she just
Uh-huh.
sits and watches it, and I'm like, girl, like, what are we doing? She
What are
she
we
literally just
creating?
did a film, and now she's watching what's it called? She's there's a term for it. She's watching the playback
Like the
or something.
dailies, the
The
playback, the
dailies. She's
dailies.
watching the
Yeah.
dailies. She's watching the
Oh
dailies,
my
sitting there
God.
being like, yeah,
I
I
could
could
do
have done
better
better.
next
I could do
time.
that better next time. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so true. It's like, what are we creating with these instruments? I feel like that is the future too, by the way. Like I have a couple of verticals that I'm starting to produce. They're like what
Oh,
they're basically TV series or even a film you could do. We have a series idea, my friend and I, that we want to produce and like hire actors and a crew and but shoot it vertically and put it online. Like
wow,
that's the future, I
nice.
think. I think, and it's awesome because we're in control as creators and until
Yeah.
the celebrities come in, I'm just
Are you
kidding.
are you gonna do any more musicals?
I just can't right now with the kid.
Yes, too
It's
much.
so hard. I was doing a lot of stand up for a while, and even that I had
Oh,
to,
that's
yeah.
right. Yeah. And man, hats off to you because I've written down so many things that I want to say in a stand-up routine.
You should.
I've
You'd
I've
be
told
so
Naomi
good.
I was like you have to book me in somewhere because I literally can't. I'm frozen. I can't. I've found all the places where I can do
You?
it, but I can't bring myself. I can do improv for days because I don't have
Yeah.
to think about it, but stand-up terrifies me, but I want to try it. So I told Naomi, I was like, you just like put me in somewhere and then
You should just find, you know what you need? I actually have someone in England who, oh my God, what is his name? Steve. He was my professor of stand up at Birmingham. That's where I first like dipped my toes in it.
yeah,
He's famous there. Anyway, I'll find him. But anyway, he used to have this phenomenal class that you just need to start a class, go to a class and get
yeah.
your feet wet because once you learn the format, just like anything, you will know, you'll be like off to the race. You are made for stand up. You personally, I mean, like not everybody, you literally
Uh,
are because you understand like beginning, middle, and end story structure
hmm
and improv. See, that's where I struggle. I did a ton of improv, but when the audience starts saying stuff to me, I'm like, like I start freaking out. So I'm like, no,
Like,
you're
shut
taking me
up,
off
leave me
my
alone.
set. Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
talk to me.
Yeah. I only started to get better at that when I was pregnant, ironically. I think because like the hormone, I don't know, like I could just like let loose, but
Yeah.
you'd be so good at it. You really would.
Oh,
Getting
well.
it, if you get in a,
I gotta try it at some point. It's just a matter of finding the place to do it and then biting the bullet and just
yeah,
booking in the time. But whew,
it's
man,
hard.
I'd be peeing myself getting out there. It's just I don't know why. Something about that. I can get up stage, I can host. I can get on stage, I can do a show. I can get on
I
stage, I
know.
can do improv. I can sing. Stand up terrifies me.
Don't be scared. It's honestly the fact that you can do all that. I'm serious. Like it's not as bad as you think. It's really not. And
All
once you have
right.
your jokes down, it's just like when you were at Universal, like you had the set of what you need to
Yeah.
say, and then you like just work with the audience a little.
That's
But
true. That's
My
true. If I
work would
think
be
of it more as a script, I guess that will.
exactly. Yeah, you'd be so good at it. I already know. I'm like, I need to work on. I wish I could go back to that and musical theater, but one day when the kids are older, I think I'll go
Yeah.
back.
Selah Victor, where can the people find you?
Selah Victor online at Selah Victor
That's
everywhere.
SELAHVICTOR. Selah Victor on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and can we get a
Oh, YouTube.
and YouTube, of course. And can we get a lovely parting message from Chloe Bourgeois?
Don't be ridiculous, utterly ridiculous. Of course I'll say bye.
Amazing, Chloe. Amazing, Sailor. Thank you. See, you just embody the character. I just have to say goodbye to you. Sailor Victor, thank you so much for joining us. And if you didn't know the actor behind that voice, now you do. It is, of course, the amazing Sailor Victor. Once again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for
And
having me.
we'll
It
see you
was so
soon.
fun. Yay, bye.